Hey gamers, it is your boy MtG here, back with another Magic video, and today we're going to be doing a Boros Enchantments, also kind of it's like an Enchantments tokens synergy. It's pretty cool, not super competitive to be honest. Before we actually jump into it, if you were like, ooh, I'm going to spend all my wildcards on this, I wouldn't, because it's kind of janky, but it's pretty good. For the number of like mythics and mythic rares and rares that we're playing in this, it's not really all that powerful, but it is pretty fun. I'll say that. So we're running Starfield Mystic and using that to kind of enable us to play some pretty high mana cost enchantments slightly earlier on in the game to get a pretty good amount of power on the board. I will say the biggest issue with this deck is that it's a little bit slow to set up. We're running Outlaws Merriment as kind of our biggest payoff in the deck. This is a 4-mana enchantment if you're not familiar with it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you choose one at random. You either create a red and white creature. So you create a red and white creature token, but it's either a 3-1 human warrior with trample and haste, a 2-1 cleric with lifelink and haste, or a 1-2 human rogue, and it deals 1 damage to any target when it enters the battlefield. So this is actually pretty powerful. The only problem is that it's obviously at the beginning of your upkeep, you're getting a token, so this is a little bit slow to kind of build on itself. And we have a lot of ways that we like this is good, right? Obviously, we can play it on turn 3 if we have a Starfield Mystic early. But the main reason we want to play, we want to play this for making tokens, but we also are playing Divine Visitation alongside that. And Divine Visitation is going to turn all our tokens into 4/4 white angel creatures with flying and vigilance. Now, the only issue with playing Divine Visitation alongside Outlaws Merriment, in theory, this is amazing. I guess not amazing, but in theory, it's pretty good. It's consistent, big tokens with flying and vigilance. The only problem is that these tokens enter the battlefield with haste. These tokens do not. And so it does give your opponent a little bit more of a chance to respond to your board state. So that could definitely be an issue, if you need to kill them now, but you're not able to because your angels don't have haste, and then your opponent's able to, planar cleansing or something like that. Obviously, that's a pretty unique scenario, but it could happen and it can be an issue. So that is one caveat to playing Divine Visitation, but I do think it's worth, I definitely think it's worth 2 copies in this deck because there are certain times where we can get this on turn 4. Now, one of the reasons we also want to play Divine Visitation as well as Elspeth Conquers Death, so you'll notice that all of these have a double white mana cost. So it's 3 and 2 whites and 3 and 2 whites, and this is 1 a red and 2 whites. Those are going to help us enact or enable Heliod Sun Crown. This is going to bump up our white devotion, and so Heliod says as long as your devotion to white is less than 5, Heliod isn't a creature. So if we get our devotion to 5 or higher, this is going to be a 5/5 indestructible creature with some upsides to it. So that's pretty nice. And the good thing about Heliod is that he's also an enchantment, so we can play him for 2 mana, which is pretty nice with Starfield Mystic. Other enchantments that we're playing you might want to know about are Birth of Meletis. This gives us an extra planes in our hand, which is one of the reasons we're only playing 23 planes. Is because we have ways to play things cheaper, like Starfield Mystic, and Birth of Meletis grabs us a plane, so we know that we're going to be ramping a little bit. And then we're playing Dawn of Hope for those grindy matchups where we're going to be needing to draw some cards and make tokens. And then other than that, we're really just playing removal. Conclave Tribunal and Banishing Light, 4 copies of each of those are very important. Other things we are playing are Omen of the Sun. This makes tokens, it gains us some life, so it works well with Divine Visitation and Heliod Sun Crown. We're also playing Hero of the Nyxborn. So since we're splashing red already for Outlaws Merriment, and this is an enchantment and it makes us token, this really fits well in the deck, right? It enters the battlefield. It's 3 mana for a 2/2, which isn't great, but it is an enchantment, so we can usually cast it for cheaper. But also it creates a 1/1 white human soldier creature token when it enters the battlefield. So that's pretty nice too. It's got a little upside to it. This is not kind of the build around. Really, we're building around Outlaws Merriment, Heliod Sun Crown, and Divine Visitation, and using this stuff to kind of enable that. But yeah, it's a pretty fun deck so far. I've had some success with it in practice games. I've had some pretty bad blowouts though. There've been a couple times where I just haven't drawn. I've either been flooding out, which does happen. Of course, that always happens. Those games will happen. But really, the only bad losses have been to Flood and a really powerful start from a Mardu. Gosh, what was it? A Mardu. I'm keeping this hand. I'll explain why in a second. Mardu. The one is where you play Hushbringer and then the Elder Giant, so they don't sacrifice them. Anyway, it's a cool deck. They drew the nuts essentially and blew us out pretty early. So I wanted to keep this because we have Starfield Mystic followed by Heliod Suncrowned on turn 3 is even if we don't draw a land. So I'm assuming we're going to draw a land by turn 3, but if we don't, we still have Heliod, and potentially, even if we draw planes, we have Heliod and Dawn of Hope, which would be a nice play for sure. They're doing a, like a super turbo mill thing on themselves, so that's interesting. Okay, this is a little bit of a bummer. Ventress Gargoyle can block, so we can't really attack very well. I'm going to just go ahead and get Heliod onto the field now, because that sets us up for good plays. And it can't get countered if we play it right now. So just fingers crossed we draw a land. A mountain would be great to get Outlaws Merriment on the field, because that really, really helps us out in the long term. Wicked Wolf. Okay, well that is going to slow us down just a little bit. Yeah, that's not great. That's bad. Okay, so this is just like Simic stuff, I guess, but it's got a mill thing that I don't really appreciate. Okay, so fingers crossed for land. Okay, we got a plains. I'm gonna pass turn. We can play Omen of the Sun as it's a flash spell, and it creates 2 1/1 white human creature tokens, and we gain 2 life, so it works very well with Heliod. Oh, that's the land we needed. Golly darn it. Yep. Okay. Now. Okay, so they are bringing Witch's Oven onto the field. And what are they... It looks like they're looking at Heliod, like, for a way to remove him. But I was... Ooh, okay, Witch's Oven, Witch's Oven, Witch's Oven. Let's see what happens here. Golden Egg. Okay. So that does count as a food. So the problem we have now is that we can't block and kill Wicked Wolf. So we're going to need to... So we'll pass 2 attackers, obviously. I can flash this in, make a blocker, and then I guess I'll put the counter. So Heliod's upside is that whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. So the good news is that we can put it on Heliod instead of having to shove it onto a token that's going to die immediately. So we can make Heliod stronger for when he enters the battlefield finally as a creature. So we'll block 1, we stay in the game essentially, and still we are just crossing our fingers to draw a red mana source. Gilded Goose. Okay, they're getting close to where they can play, or they can actually attack with Ventress Gargoyle. There goes another red mana source. Oh, not great. Not great. You know what? We'll play Dawn of Hope out. We're trying to get Heliod into battle mode. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So I'll pass the turn. I can give, if they ever attack with Wicked Wolf, I can give this token lifelink and then put a counter on Heliod. The issue, we're short on mana to give it lifelink and to draw a card with it, with Dawn of Hope, I mean. But we're ever so close. We are definitely close to attack. Golly, they keep milling our red mana sources. It's 3 in a row. We needed those. Come on now. That's not cool. Okay, yeah, we'll pass 2 attackers. Attacking with Wicked Wolf, as expected. Yeah, we'll go ahead and block. Before damage, I'll make sure to put a counter, or put lifelink on this. Yeah. Excuse me. Ooh, boy. Okay, so that's going to be something we're going to definitely have to deal with. So I understand now why they're milling themselves a lot, because they want to be able to bring Uro back. So we got to we're going to either have to have a Banishing Light or Elspeth Conquers Death to respond to that, or we're going to get run over pretty quick. Okay. This is an interesting deck. This is not a build that I've ever seen. I've obviously seen artifact decks that run Emry Lurker of the Lock, and I've seen mill decks that run Vantress Gargoyle, but never decks that are like, you know, milling for... Okay, there we go. There we go. That's something. Okay, so we'll go Outlaws Merriment now. That gets us to our devotion threshold, I think. So we can start plunking away at our opponent's life total. And then I'm assuming next turn they're going to bring Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, back onto the field. And then we'll be able to exile it with Elspeth Conquers Death. So that's going to be excellent. So let's go ahead and attack. Yeah, I figure they block, but Heliod can't die, so they either block and lose their blocker, or they take 7 damage, which is fair because they do have ways to gain life. Like with Uro on the field, they gain a lot of life. And I'm guessing that's the play they want to make, because they don't know that I can exile it. But surely if you know that I'm playing white enchantment deck, you've got to know that exiling is in your future, right? That's kind of our only source of removal, is just exiling your stuff. And there it comes, it's coming back, baby. Okay, and the good news is now they can't attack with Vantress Gargoyle, so that's great. Fine by me. Okay. Okay. So maybe they're going to end up trying to mill me out, or it's possible, like, with a deck that's milling yourself a lot, you've got to be playing Jace, right? Like, you got to be playing a Jace in there somewhere just in case. Give yourself an alternate win condition. Oh, they're not even attacking with Wicked Wolf? That seems weird. Okay. Deal 1 damage to any target. Yeah, we'll deal 1 damage to the face. Temple of Triumph. Okay. Let's actually go ahead and scry here. Conclave Tribunal. So, I mean, obviously they're going to be putting stuff on the bottom. So I think actually we want to... I'm going to bottom that just because I'm going to want that at some point, and I'd rather, yeah, get into a land. So we go Elspeth Conquers Death. The bad news is, so we can try to exile Uro, but they just sacrifice it with Witch's Oven, and they get a bunch of food tokens. So this is going to be problematic. They have a lot of sustain, but so do we. That's the good news. We also have a lot of sustain. Especially with Dawn of Hope on the field, we can actually do quite a bit with that. And we'll go ahead and attack to keep putting pressure on, because that they can block with Wicked Wolf and just make it, give it indestructible. But it at least puts pressure on them to force them to sacrifice their food tokens, because we got to get them to do it at some point. Unless, of course, we sacrifice or we exiled Wicked Wolf, which... in that case, I'm guessing they would just sacrifice it anyway, but it would at least get it out of the way. Oh boy, Feasting Troll King. Okay, straight from the hand. Do they have mana for that? How do they do? Wait. It only costs 6. Oh, Castle Garenbrig. There it is. That's what they did. Okay. We'll actually block like that, keep the damage off of us, but we do take 15, which is a ton of damage. So we gotta figure it out. So they're playing aggressive, and I can't very well just keep attacking, or they will just block with Gilded Goose and kill me. Okay, Trample and Haste. Banishing Light is really solid. Let's go Banishing Light first, and then we go Hero of the Nyxborn. Yeah, we'll go Wicked Wolf instead of Feasting Troll King, because the thing is, they're gonna sacrifice whatever creature I try to exile, and if I try to exile Feasting Troll King, they sack it, and it goes to the graveyard, then they can just bring it back so easily. So yeah, that's fine. And the good news is that should give us enough devotion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We have plenty of devotion to keep Heliod on the field, so we'll go ahead and play Hero of the Nyxborn, and then, I mean, we actually die. No, we're dead, right? Can't attack unless defending player has 7 or more cards in the graveyard. Yeah, we're dead. Good game. We'll surrender. I just realized that we have to. We don't have a way to get rid of the Vantress Gargoyles, and we also don't have a way to gain life this turn. So that was a bummer. Deck I've never seen before. It's a pretty cool deck. It was surprisingly had a very good early game, which we did not. If we had been able to get off the ground a little bit quicker, I think we could have hung with them and put a lot more pressure on them in the mid game, because they could just pretty much do whatever they want, setting up their big plays, and we couldn't do anything about it because we didn't have the mana for it. So let's go get into a second game, see if we can do slightly better in this one. Okay, try out to. Okay, this actually isn't that bad of a hand, simply because we have Birth of Meletis on turn 2. So if we don't draw another land by turn 3, which we do, then we can just Birth of Meletis. And actually, I'm going to bottom that because I don't need to draw into another planes right now if I can grab one with Birth of Meletis anyway. So Thassa's Oracle. Okay, so this is looking like mono blue already. Okay, Outlaws Merriment. That's a very solid turn 4 play for us, assuming they don't have counter spells. And we've got our 1 red mana source that we need to cast that. So, okay, Kiora, Behemoth back in. That's interesting. So they're probably running Thassa, and... Huh, interesting. Okay. Let's do that. I don't think we play Dawn of Hope. I think we go here, the Nyxborn, right away. Build up a decent board of attackers. And then Outlaws Merriment, turn 4 is very solid. I wish, so the ideal is that we have Birth of Meletis turn 2, Heliod turn 3, so this, we get the life gain trigger off of that. So this could be a problem. We're going to have to figure out a way to... Oh, actually, we have Elspeth Conquers Death and Conclave Tribunal. So we have plenty of ways to exile Thassa before she deals or does too much, you know, before it becomes too much of an issue is what I'm trying to say. So we gain some life. Honestly, she's not a problem right now. It only becomes a problem once they get more mana, and they don't have enough mana, like, to cast Agent of Treachery, so I think we're good. So we'll just not attack for now. Okay, 4 mana. And with Kiora, that's essentially 5. Still not enough for Agent of Treachery. Do they play Gilded Lotus in this? I feel like that's not the worst idea. If you're playing Kiora, Gilded Lotus isn't bad. Is Gilded Lotus what I'm thinking of? Arcanist Owl, that gets your... Yeah, that's a lot of devotion. But that's okay. We can either Conclave Tribunal or Elspeth Conquers Death next turn. Okay, so they don't even attack, which is strange. They're looking for an artifact or enchantment card. Nyx Lotus, that's the one. Nyx Lotus. We'll actually put a ping on Kiora. I will go... So we'll go Starfield Mystic, get that down, and then we'll go Conclave Tribunal. So it only costs 3 because of Starfield Mystic. So we'll tap. So we go, I think, tap, tap, tap. Exile Thassa. And then we can play Hero of the Nyxborn. Or I think we can go Dawn of Hope, actually. We can go double Dawn of Hope, which doesn't really help us, aside from giving us extra devotion. And no attacks for now. Yeah, we can actually use Elspeth Conquers Death to exile Nyx Lotus, which is interesting. Okay, so they can get 7... Oh, this gives them 7 mana. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that's not good. Because Nyx Lotus comes in tapped, but they untap it with Kiora. And then now they have, what, 4, 6, 7 Devotion to Blue. And there's Gadwick, so that's going to be, yep, drawing 4 cards. So we got to get rid of, obviously we got to get rid of Nyx Lotus, but we're in a bit of a predicament. Bit of a dilemma. So we'll go ahead and keep pinging Kiora, kind of keep her off the... Ooh, Plains goes on the bottom. So yeah, let's go Elspeth Conquers Death. Nyx Lotus goes bye-bye. And then we still can't attack, just because we don't have enough pressure yet. If we get Divine Visitation, then we're golden. So, oh, good, great. Another Nyx Lotus, that's awesome. So we exiled the first one, in comes the second. And Thassa's Oracle, so they're gonna untap it and have what, 12 mana at their disposal. That's a lot of mana. So if they had another Gadwick, they could just draw like a bajillion cards. It seems right. Bajillion cards seems just about right. Wow. Yeah, I do appreciate that Thassa's Oracle is an alternate win con. If you what is it? If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. They're getting there. Yep, Jace Wielder Mysteries. Okay, so the Devotion to Blue is going up on whatever day it is. Okay, we needed that Banishing Light. Big time. Big time. Spark Double. Wonderful. That's going to be in, what, an Arcanist Owl? Or a Jace. Probably a Jace Wielder Mysteries. That makes sense. Oh, Kiora. Okay. Kiora. Yeah, so they can untap it again. Woo-wee. Nido Mosquito. The Interest Gargoyle. So, do they have a way to spend this mana? I'm gonna guess no. Oh, that's interesting. This is cool. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so they get to draw 2 cards off of that because of double Kiora business. $18. Do we have an Agent of Treachery? I'm certain that surely they've drawn another Thassa, right? And when Thassa comes in, she's going to immediately be a creature, so they'll draw 2 cards off of her. She's what, a 6/5? Yeah, 6/5. Gadwick. Gadwick for what? For 1? For 12. Drawing 12 cards, eh? So they're trying to go for the win with Thassa's Oracle. They might get it, right? So what's their devotion? Their devotion is 18. If they play another Thassa's Oracle, it'll be 20. So look at the top 20. They're almost there. Not quite there, but almost. Oh, okay. So they go Kiora, sack that one. Yeah. And then they untap this, and then they win. Nice. That is incredible. So they just go infinite, right? Like, once you get the Nyx Lotus and the Spark Double, you go, like, you effectively go infinite, because you have ways to draw enough cards and keep untapping. Yeah, so they go Agent of Treachery, probably steal. I don't know. It doesn't matter what they steal at this point. They can steal my lands for all I care. Oh my, this is cool. This is very cool. Yep. There she is. There's the Thassa. So they still have 7 mana at their disposal, so they can go, if they have in hand another Eidolon of Treachery, they can play another Eidolon of Treachery and then bounce it. They draw cards, go 20 hours. Double Thassa's Oracle for the win. No, wait. They need to go. What do they have? 21. Yeah, Thassa's Oracle wins the game right now. Yep, it sure does. It sure does. But you could also go Vantress Gargoyle, try to find. Maybe they don't have it in the hand, but they draw 2 cards off of this, so they find another. This is, despite me not getting to actually play the game for like the last 5 minutes of this game, is pretty interesting progression here. I can respect it. Nope, they go Arcanist's Owl, and they run out of mana, right? So, I mean, they're out of mana, so I get another turn. Woo, yay. I actually get to play the game. Actually, probably not, because, I mean, they just steal stuff, right? They steal a bunch of our stuff. Oh, wait, no, now they win. Okay, they bounce that and win. Great. We don't get to win. We don't get to play the game. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well done, Jocka. Well done. Okay, well, after that one, we'll jump into another one. Try to get us a actually decent showing of the deck. We pretty much got shut down in like immediately in that game. We actually had an okay start, like a start that I was pretty happy with. We couldn't get enough power on the board. We didn't have Divine Visitation or Heliod, which are like our best plays. Okay. Who? Oh, this hurts. I'm gonna keep 6, obviously. I'm thinking, so we want Starfield Mystic on turn 2, and then that means we can play Heliod turn 3, even if we play Temple of Triumph on turn 3 as our land. But I gotta dump something, and I think I actually want to get rid of Conclave Tribunal, because Elspeth Conquers Death is just kind of better. It puts us closer to our devotion threshold, so we bottom that. We don't need that. Okay. Here we go. Okay, if they're doing mono green Stompy, this could get ugly only on the you know just because I don't have good removal for smaller creatures. Okay, so no attack, right? Okay, we go Temple of Triumph. Do we want? I don't think we want Sacred Foundry. I think we bottom that, and then we go Heliod Suncrowned, and then that gives us. First of all, not attacking because I don't want to attack into the whatever the flash green one. Oh, blue. So Simic Stompy or Simic Flash or something here. What are we dealing with? So on this turn, we're either going to get Divine Visitation or Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay, so we could go with Elspeth Conquers Death, and then dang. I think we go Divine Visitation. Wait, this is 2, 3, 4. Still doesn't enable. Dang. I'll go Divine Visitation just because it's solid, and that means we get Heliod Suncrown for sure next turn, and if we draw into Hero of Nyxborn, whatever the name is, that gives us an angel, which is going to be very key. Okay, they may have a way to destroy enchantments here, which is going to be not make me happy. Okay, Starfield Mystic dies. That is the only reason that's bad is because there we go. Okay, so we pay 2 life, then we go Elspeth Conquers Death, exile that, And that means we can bring back Starfield Mystic later on, and we will not attack because we need a blocker, so we don't die. Because we could definitely, that's like, you know, it's in the cards. It's in the cards. We could die, but I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping we can not. We can just not. So we've taken a ton of damage already. Yorvo, okay, so that gives. Okay, they do nothing. Fair enough. Okay. Yikes. Go commanding presence. Okay. I think if I attack, there's a lot of ways this could go down. If I attack, I'm assuming they simply block with Voracious Hydra, and then they play a big creature, attack me, and kill me. Because I need to deal combat damage to a player to create the token. So I think I just pass. I can't risk attacking with no other blockers, even though I would love to deal damage to their face and make a token, which would be an angel with Divine Visitation. Bro. Okay. They did not attack me. Oh, that is beautiful. That's wonderful. We put a counter on you. Another counter. Okay, so we go Hero of the Nyxborn. Gives us a token, so now we can actually attack. So they're forced to block. Yeah, that was a great draw. And of course, Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay, so they actually block. And we do have blockers, so we're good. And we have ways to give them lifelink, which is very, very good. I'm thinking, what do they do? Adapt here? Do they adapt? Because I feel like the best play, if they wanted to win here, they would. Could they adapt and attack? I don't feel like they have a way to put counters on Shark to Crab without just using the adaptability. Ooh, shifting Ceratops. Okay, they could give it haste. So that's a lot of power. But they can't adapt to this anymore. And I don't think they have a way to... Okay, they can go haste and trample. Let's see what they do here. Okay, they go to attackers. Pass to blockers. We're going to block with Hero of the Nyxborn because... Okay, it's going to get trampled, which is fine. And we give this lifelink. So we gain a little life. And then we get to put a counter on Starfield Mystic. And we're going to put a counter on the Angel. Because the Angel can attack with impunity. Oh, that's pretty dope. So we'll go ahead and do that. It's a good top deck. And then we will attack. And then give this lifelink. Yes, baby! Finally, we faced a deck where we could actually play our cards. Oh, isn't it nice when you get to actually play your cards? Okay, so they're blocking there, which makes sense. So we don't get another token. And they don't take 7, so we go to damage. We deal 5, gain 5, and we put another... I want to put a counter on... Yeah, why not put a counter on this Angel? That's fine. Then we'll in turn. And that should basically mean we win, right? Like they can't really deal with these flyers, and there's more to come. There's more where that came from. Okay, they're adapting. They will probably to tap that one. That makes sense. Do they attack though? That's a question. Okay, they do attack. We're going to do... Yeah, we're going to do... No. Yes. Yeah, we're going to do that. See what they do here. So they give that trample, which is fine. We'll give you lifelink. And that's, yeah, that should be game. Right? So we gain 4 life back. You put a bunch of counters on Starfield Mystic, and then we win the game. Wait a second. No, we don't. I actually have to be kind of careful here. I gained 7 life here, though. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go 2 attackers. Make sure we give you lifelink. Okay, yeah. We're not going to play that out. There you go. That is it. Not too bad. The first 2 games were a little bit rough, I'll admit. But, ooh, what did we get? But we did get a Finale of Revelation. That's an old card from War of the Spark. For you pack fiends, we'll open a pack. Yeah, the deck was actually pretty fun. I enjoy all things tokens, of course. Ooh, Eidolon of Obstruction. This is also an option for this deck. Sorry, let's go to the deck and look at some other options. Eidolon of Obstruction is actually a decent option because it helps shut down planeswalkers, so it's a good sideboard option. And it's also an enchantment, so we can cast it for 1. It's a 2/1 first strike, potentially for 1 mana with Starfield Mystic, which is really, really nice. I thought about playing Offside of Life's Bounty and just going, kind of moving our curve up a little bit to hit Heliod's Devotion Threshold earlier, and you could also potentially play where is it? Daxos Blessed by the Sun, but it doesn't. We don't get a whole lot of benefit out of this, except the Daxos kind of made to play alongside Heliod because of the life gain and the double devotion whatnot. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot of other suggestions for this deck. If you enjoyed it, be sure to let me know below. See you in the next one. Peace.